unfiltered corner. Pull up a chair, leave the mask at the door. We talk about the things they hide. Real talk, real life, nothing brushed aside. It's the unforgettable, yeah. Remember the name. Alright, yeah. We talk about topics, we say what we mean. No games, we keep it real and raw. Let the truth come through. Judgment free zone. Judgment free zone. This space is for you. Come get comfortable, relax, get loose. Kick off your day, shake off that blues. Welcome to the unfiltered corner. It's true. The unforgettables here. And we're riding with you. The unforgettables here. And we're riding with you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Unfiltered Corner. I am your host, the Unforgettable. How is everybody doing tonight? Let me send all my peoples a link. Some people, they don't put their notifications on, you guys. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Yep, you guys can hear me. I just want to make sure sound is okay, you guys. Let me send everybody the link. For those that want to get on, sometimes they don't have their notifications on, and it's very hard to get on, you guys. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Just sending all my peoples my link, so because sometimes they don't get a notification, you guys, so that's why I'm like sending everybody the notifications and stuff. Sending all my people's the link, you guys. Hello, welcome to the Unfiltered Corner. Just letting everybody know. Just sending all my links to all my peoples. All right, Trish, everybody's here. Anyways, let me copy the link, and I'm gonna send it to my sisters. Hold on, you guys. I'm just sending out all my links to the people that don't have their notifications turned on. Hold on a second. Hold on, you guys. I hope everybody had a wonderful Monday. Hold on a second. I don't know if everybody's working, if everybody went to school, whatever you guys did, I hope you had a wonderful Monday. Hold on a second, you guys. Just sending the links to my siblings because, I don't know. We have the same mama. Thank you, baby girl. How are you, La Jefa? I sent links to AJ and everybody else, so hopefully everybody comes in. We're just giving it time. I'm sending my links because sometimes people don't turn on the notifications. So I send it to them so they can watch. But thank you, baby girl. Hi, AJ. How are you? I don't know. This thing like doesn't catch up. It doesn't tell me who's in here like on time. So it's just like, okay. So I'm just giving time for everybody to come in. Thank you, you guys. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And invite your peoples over here, you guys. So tonight, I'm talking about a very touchy subject, you guys, okay? And the reason I'm talking about this subject, don't forget to like, guys, and share, and invite your peoples in here with me. The reason I'm talking about this subject is because I lost my mother 3 years ago. Tomorrow is the 3-year anniversary of her passing and me being on this earth without her. And that's not easy because she was the woman that birthed me, the woman that gave me life, that gave me unconditional love, you guys. And it's not easy losing a mom. It's the person you turn to. You know what I'm saying? You count on them. You know what I'm saying, you guys? And I know some of my friends that are watching have their mothers. And it's good to watch because it gets you guys prepared and you guys will know kind of what it feels like. I mean, I know everybody doesn't have the same feelings and of what they go through, but um at least you guys will know what it's like. And also it'll kind of give you an idea of what I've been through since I lost my mother, and what it's like my new life living without her for the past 3 years. And it'll make people that are watching my show cherish their mother. Don't forget to like this video, guys. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and share and invite your peoples, okay? It's hard living without your mother. The woman that gave birth to you, the one that birthed you, brought you to this world. And I know a lot of you guys, like, so today I was in appointments today, you guys, and I saw at least 2 women who were there with their elderly mothers, and I watched them, how they interacted with their mother, and they were very rude to their mother, like just angry and annoyed, like they felt bothered to take care of their mother. And I leaned over to my husband and I said, this is crazy to me. Like, I'm here missing my mom. I wish she was here. Like, I wish I could talk to her again. Like, I wish I could pick up the phone and call her. I wish I can go to her house and visit her. Hi, Yadi. And these people are treating their moms like dirt, bro. And I said, look at these people, the way they're treating their mom. I mean, here I am wishing I had mine here, okay? Tomorrow marks 3 years that my mom's been gone. For those that know me, know that I was very close to my mother. My children were very close to my mom. It was not easy accepting the fact. Even till today, I still remind me of the wife from Money Train. I remind you of the wife from Money Train. I don't know who that is, but I'll check it out after. I hope it's a compliment. But thank you. You know, it's not easy. Like, I was very close to my mom, and to get accustomed and used to not seeing her anymore and not going to visit her and not spending time with her and not being able to pick up my phone and give her a phone call and ask her how she's doing and bring her flowers, that kills me. Because now where I get to bring her flowers is to a cemetery, you guys. And I know a lot of people here have their mothers. Cherish your mother. I know there's a lot of mothers that are shitty out here. But regardless, the Bible says we need to honor mother and father. That doesn't mean you have to be connected to them, but it does mean you honor them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to interact with them every day, because I know there's shitty parents out there. But like, if you have your mom, cherish her, love her, because you don't know, we don't even know when our time is up on this earth, you guys, okay? And it's hard. It was a hard situation for me, very hard. I still find it hard. As a matter of fact, I was sitting in my vehicle the other day. No, I was sitting at the nail salon. I got my nails done in honor of my mother. There's a rose right there. My mother loves roses, and there's a butterfly on the rose, okay? And as I was the lady was doing my nails, and I was looking at the roses and the butterfly, I wanted to cry so bad, guys. Like, it took a lot within me not to fucking cry. Like, I had, like, it brought me back to my mother. And there will be times that there's scents, like smells, that remind me of my mother. If I look at somebody that reminds me of my mother, a place, a memory, something will always bring me back to her memory. And it's not easy. It's very hard, you guys, to live without my mom. As old as I am, I know I'm 42 years old, but you know what? We don't stop being mothers, because I have 4 children, until we pass away. And losing my mom was tragic for me. It changed me whole as a person. And it's been hard for me to manage my life without her. I do it and I push forward because I have my children that I have to do it for, and I have to stand and on my 2 feet and be grounded because I have children that rely on me. And also my kids were very attached to my mom, and I know that wasn't easy for them, and they took a big loss. So tonight we're talking about losing my mother. Didn't just break my heart, it changed who I am, okay? Losing my mother didn't just hurt me, it rewired me. It rewired my brain. It made me a different person, you guys. I know you guys don't get it for those that didn't lose your moms. But, you know, God forbid anytime soon you lose your mother. You know, I bless all your mothers if you have your mothers. Let me tell you, like, it rewires you completely, mentally, emotionally. It rewires you in general, okay? I don't react the same, and it's truth. I don't love the same. I don't trust life the same. Because, the main person that birthed me and brought me to this world, that's the person I trusted the most in my life. And it's hard to trust anymore because my mom is gone. And, you know, I have two parents. I have a dad that's living and I have my mother. It's different with my dad. I do love my dad and I appreciate him and I honor him, but our relationship was different. It was distinct. If you guys go back to my other lives, like my dad was a drug addict growing up when I was growing up, and he wasn't around a lot. He struggled with addiction. And then when I was about 12, then he, decided to get his shit together. And then at the age of 16, he kind of like went out the door again. Oh, Rosie Perez. Okay. Pent. And let me tell you, so he wasn't around. My mother stood 10 toes down for 6 children, and she made shit happen for our, all of us. And, my mother was my everything. I depended on her for everything. Like, I had my own life, my separate life with my kids and my husband. But like, there's people you can't share things with. And there's times I want to call my mom. Like, no marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect. I've been in my marriage for 20 years. And there's things that I discussed with my mother that I don't discuss with everybody. And there's times when I feel like that, or I'm going through something in my marriage or in my life, I want to call my mom and I want to talk to her about it, but I don't have that. So there's times that I go through that and then I say, I wish my mom was here. I wish my mother was here. I need my mother. But people think grief is just crying and missing someone. No. It's becoming someone you don't even recognize anymore. Parts of me died with my mother. I'm not gonna. And the parts that survived had to grow up fast. Parts of me died when she left, but a lot of those parts that survived had to grow up fast. And I had to learn how to manage them fast because she was no longer here. So yeah, I didn't just lose my mom. I lost the version of me that existed when she was still here. Because I can notice the person I am now than what I was when my mother was alive. I'm very different. I think it was just a complete change. Hi, Carlos. It was a complete change to lose my mom. And it's hurtful because I noticed the change that it caused within me as a person when I lost my mom. Like, I isolated myself from the world. And I still do that to this day, and I keep to myself a lot. And yes, you see me smiling and all that stuff, but a lot of the times that's just hiding hurt that I carry. I just don't show it to people, and I don't tell people what I go through. But it changed me as a person. Trust me, it changed me as a person. So we're gonna get into segment 1. The identity shift nobody warns you about when you lose your mother. You start feeling like your old person, the old self, the old version of you is gone. It's truth. I feel like I don't know how to explain it, you guys. I feel like a whole totally different person. I don't feel the same anymore. I don't see life the same anymore. I don't see joy in certain things in life anymore. I don't know if you guys get it, because I know a lot of people here still have their moms, but it's different. It's different. My life is different, and I know I don't tell my siblings and a lot of people this stuff, but my life is different. I feel like a different person. Um, and then the identity shift nobody warns you about is outgrowing people, habits, and even your old mindset. You start to like isolate yourself from people and habits. Like you outgrow everybody just in your own little zone when you lose your mother. Um, you start to realize that grief forces maturity overnight. Because regardless, you guys, of how old you are, regardless of how old I am, like you still have that little girl, that little boy within you when you have your mother. That child within you is still there. Um, and that little immaturity of that child phase within you is still within you, regardless of how old you are. Because you will always be your mother's child. You will always be your mother's son or daughter. That stays there. And then when the grief forces you to become mature and like man up, woman up, because now you don't have the person that brought you into this world in your life anymore. So now you have to stand 10 toes down on everything, every aspect in your life. Now I have a question for you guys, right? Do you ever feel like you became a completely different person after loss? Like after you lost somebody, did you guys ever feel, so maybe it's not your mom that you guys lost. I lost my mother. That's what we're talking about that. But like after a loss, like after somebody you lost, did you feel like you became a whole different person? Like I want to ask you guys that in the chat. It's hard, guys. It's hard. It's not easy. I feel like I shift. I changed. I'm a whole different person. I just became completely different. I don't know how to explain it, you guys. It's very hard to explain. But maybe a person that's watching has had loss and they know what it's like to lose somebody very dear and somebody you love next to, to you. So you kind of know what it feels like, but losing a mother is like, that's just crazy. This is the person that carried you for 9 months. The one, you heard their heartbeat and they heard yours. That's the first heartbeat. That's the first bond and connection that you made with your mother. The first bond, the first trust, the first engagement, the first everything. That's everything. You're in your mother's womb. You shared the same blood. You shared the same body at some point because you were within your mother's womb. Like, it's crazy. I don't know how to explain it, bro. You and your mother shared same oxygen at some point, and heartbeats, like you heard each other's heartbeats. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Now we're going to talk about the emotional rewiring, because in your brain, you become emotionally rewired. Your brain is wired differently after you lose your mother. You love deeper, but you also start to feel fear, like be scared of loss. You love deeper. You know why you love deeper? Because you start to love your loved ones even more, because tomorrow is not promised. You start to hold your children closer and love them closer and be there for them, because tomorrow is not promised. Hello, my mama's here just as promised. Hey, how are you, Nikki? Thank you for being here. Tomorrow's not promised, you guys. So you love deeper, but you also fear loss. You're afraid to lose somebody else you're close to and that you love. So that's why you start to love deeper, those around you and those that you love, right? And then you start becoming more guarded and distant. This is truth. I became very guarded when I lost my mother. And I became very distant. Like, you guys, I was attending a church. Like, I was a church member. I was like all the time with my kids there. When I lost my mother, I became distant even from my church family. Like, I became a whole different person. I didn't want to be around everybody. Until this day, like, I've had people hit me up, and I don't think they understand. I've had people hit me up and say, why don't you hit me up anymore? Hi, Nikki. I tell people, I mean, people tell me, why don't you hit me up anymore? Why don't you come around? You should come over. Yo, you guys, when I lost my mom, that all changed. It's not me. I'm not trying to be an asshole to people that are surrounding me. I'm not trying to be a jerk to people. I'm not trying to be mean to people. It's not me. I'm not trying to do that. It's because I became more guarded. Like, I put my wall up and I became distant from people. Because the person I mostly trusted in my life, the person that meant the world to me, the person I relied on as a child from the birth, from the moment she created me with my father and she carried me 9 months in her womb, the person that I talked to every single day, the person who I cared for during the time she was on her deathbed, the person that was always there for me and my children, the person that I loved the most was gone. You become emotionally numb. That's what you become. You become detached. It's weird. Also, the emotional rewiring of this situation is emotional triggers hitting out of nowhere, bro. I get triggered all the time. I work at a store, and on Mother's Day, I could see mothers and daughters together. And I watch the interaction between mothers and daughters. Those trigger me. I hate when daughters treat their mothers like shit. Because in my mind, or even sons, hello, how are you? Awesome. Even, you know, I just hate it. Treat your mother with respect. Love her. Appreciate her. Mine is gone. Those are emotional triggers. I start to tear up and cry at where I'm working at. Like, one day I had to tell a lady, I did it out of love because I want people to understand, you know, I don't have my mom and you may have yours, and you're here mistreating her and feeling like she's your burden, like she's bothering you. But when she's gone, what you gonna do then? Huh? So I remember telling a lady, because I saw her talking rude to her mom in my line where I was working. And I just listened to the whole interaction. And let me tell you, I was fucking emotional. All right. And I said to the lady kindly, I said it kindly to her with respect. I wasn't even disrespectful. Trust me. My inner person wanted to say, listen, bitch, you need to treat your mother with respect. I don't have mine. My inner person wanted to say that, but obviously I can't do that at my job. So with love and empathy and the most respect, I told this woman, hey, you're lucky you have your mother. That's what I told her. I lost mine a year ago. I told her it was 6 months ago. So this was recent. It was recent. I had went right back to work after I lost my mother because I didn't know how to handle life after her. And I was trying to cope with my feelings with trying to be numb and not be home depressed. And I said, you're lucky you have your mom. She's beautiful. This is beautiful. I don't have my mom. Appreciate her. Love her. You're so lucky. So I put that there, and she's staring at me. Don't stare at me. I lost my mother. I'm just letting you know you have yours and you're feeling like she's a bother. Why? Why? Why do that? Because let me tell you, your mother birthed you. She carried you 9 months. She delivered you probably the most horrific way. All right? She fed you. She put a roof over your head. She fed your siblings. She kept clothes on your back. She did the best she fucking could. And she provided, and she didn't walk away. Hello, dry backwoods. She provided and she never walked away. And she didn't feel like you were a burden to her. So why, after you're older and you have your mother, you feel like she's a burden to you? Your mother took time to take care of you and raise you and give you life. She didn't take you and abort you. She didn't take you and did other things with you. She took care of you and she stood 10 toes down for you. Why not respect her and act like she's not a burden to you and appreciate her, because tomorrow's not promised? So there's a lot of emotional triggers that comes with losing your mother. There's times I smell scents, and it reminds me of my mother, like a laundry detergent. Dude, I'm going to tell you guys something. Like, It'll be the most minimal thing that'll emotionally trigger me. I'm gonna give you an example. When my mom and my dad owned their house, as a kid, I was growing up, they bought their house when I was about 12. And we lived there until I was 16. And I remember late at night when I had the TV on, there was commercials of, you guys remember those commercials of the CDs they used to sell with like hits of like, what's her name? Celine Dion on it with Michael Bolton, whatever, those music, right? Let me tell you something. I remember watching that as a kid, and it brought me back to my house. So one day I'm scrolling through Facebook, and there was a girl. She's a comedian. She's funny as hell, okay? And she said that growing up as a kid, she remembers that commercial was loud for no reason. It was funny. But once it started playing the song, oh my God, you guys, when I tell you it was the most minimal thing, it brought me back to when I was a child. I'm not even lying to you guys. It brought me back to when I was a child, laying in my bedroom in my mom's house when my dad and my mom were together and we were living in our house. And when I tell you that shit broke me, I was sobbing. I was sobbing. It broke me as a person. It broke me completely. It'll be the most minimal shit that'll emotionally trigger me. Sense of foods, like odors of foods. Like, I remember going to a restaurant one day and some lady was cooking beans, and she cooked beans and they taste just like my mother's. It'll be the most minimal things triggering me. Where are you going? It'll be the most minimal things triggering me to like be upset and think about my mother, okay? Another part of emotional wiring, the struggle between being strong. There's a struggle between being strong, you guys, versus wanting to fall apart. You guys, I have to be strong for my kids. In reality, when I lost my mom, I wanted to fall apart. And I did. I'm not going to lie. I fell apart. I fell apart in general. Like, I wanted to lay in my bed and not get up. I didn't want to do things. I didn't want to talk to people. I was so emotionally detached from the world, you guys. I had a big struggle trying to be strong and trying to function every day. I had to go back to work because I was trying to numb this feeling out. And that's a big mistake. It's a big mistake because you're trying to numb out. You're trying to accept the fact. I was in denial, you guys. And then I got angry because grief has stages. You're in denial. You can't believe it. Like, oh my God, this is not real. Then you get angry. You guys, it was so and so the anger, and God forgive me for this. I got angry at my mother. And I know this sounds stupid, because I started to say, why didn't she want to stay with us here? My mom was tired. She was struggling and she was sick and she didn't want any more treatment and she was done. She said, let me go. Okay. And I got angry with her. The hurt was so real of missing her, you guys. And you know what? Today I realized that was selfish of me. But I was so angry in the moment. Like, why would you want to leave me behind? Why did you leave me? You left me. I was angry, you guys. Because it made me feel like she was selfish, you guys. It made me feel like she was the selfish one because she wanted to leave and leave me here without her. How the fuck was I supposed to do it? This is my brain thinking, because I was going through grief stages. It was grieving. And I was angry, and then I was angry at God, which is not good. That's why I separated from my church family, which is not good. I was angry at God, which is not good, because it's, you know, we come here and tomorrow's not promised. We live, it's the circle of life. We live and then we die, but we just don't know when and how. But guys, when I'm telling you, I had a struggle between being strong for my kids and providing and going to work. Thank you, Nikki. When I said I struggled, I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like literally right now, I feel my heart physically broken. I don't know how to explain it. I had to manage to take care of all 4 of my kids and cook and clean and laundry and work and do it all when I couldn't even function. I couldn't even be a human. I struggled, you guys. And it was a struggle between being strong and standing 10 toes for my family. I know. It was a struggle, guys. And I wanted to fucking fall apart. It came to I'm not going to lie to you guys. It came to a point that I didn't even want to be alive. And that's selfish in me because I have 4 kids who depend on me. I have children who love me and care for me. And they suffered too the loss of my mother. It wasn't only me. So imagine trying to struggle between being strong and wanting to like not get up from bed and not wanting to shower and not wanting to cook and not wanting to clean and not wanting to do anything in life. That's how I felt. I just wanted to stay laying down and not do anything. And there's days that I have that feeling. And that was a struggle. So we talking about emotional rewiring, bro. When you lose your mother. See, my dad is here and he lost his mother. And I'm sure that was a struggle for him. You struggle. You lose yourself completely. But there's no room. The messed up part about being a parent and a wife and everything like that is that you have no room to fall apart. And that's fucked up. And you have to carry this burden and carry this feeling with you. Like literally, when my mother passed away, 2 weeks later, I went to work. But I went to work because I was trying to keep my mind occupied. Then it came a point in time I can't do it anymore, I said. And I had to take time off of work. And my doctor said, you need to heal. And I had a breakdown in my doctor's office. And I said, I know. To this day, you guys, it's only been 3 years, but I haven't gotten over it. I don't think that's something you will get over. It gets a little bit easier, but you won't get over it. It'll always be there. Now we're going to get into seeing the world differently when you lose your mother. Your priorities start to shift. What used to matter to you doesn't matter anymore. It is truth. I loved music and dancing, and I love doing so many things. I still do stuff with my kids because they don't have faults. So I have to be a mother to my children, right? And try to live normal because I can't continue to live my life grieving until the day I pass away. But what used to matter doesn't matter anymore. It is truth. I used to get angry at people and hold grudges. But then that got me to think, that doesn't matter anymore. Because tomorrow's not promised. So I don't hold grudges against people. I don't keep anger against nobody. I try to forgive everybody that does me dirty. I try to forgive everybody that does shit to me. People that hurt me. There's a lot of things that don't matter anymore. Because I can't take life for granted. And then there's the things that used to matter to me that don't matter to me anymore. Like right now, it doesn't matter to me who looks for me, who doesn't look for my kids, who comes around and who doesn't. That's how I feel. It doesn't matter anymore to me. It used to matter. It used to kill me. Why do people not come around? Why don't people come, visit me? Why people don't look for me and my kids? Or why people don't, I used to think about that. That used to matter to me before. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Now it's okay, my kids and me. You got a good heart, and that's real. There is too much hate in this world. I love how you try to be better and forgive and live with love. Absolutely, Nikki. Thank you, La Jefa. Absolutely. Like, there's a lot of people that have betrayed me and done some shit to me and mistreat me. They take me for granted. There's people that do some shit that I be getting angry, and you know what? It's not gonna make me any better to hold a grudge against people. It doesn't matter anymore to me. I lost the most important person in my life. None of that should matter anymore. So I learned to forgive, and even though I don't interact with people, I forgave them. Although I was angry in the moment, I forgave them, and I just keep it moving. You start to see the world differently, you guys, when you lose your mother. There's less tolerance for fake relationships or drama. Like, I don't want to be around fake people. I just said that. Like, I forgive them. And I have no tolerance to be around fake feelings and fake emotions and fake people that surround me. I don't want to be around that. I want real people in my life. My mom was real. She was true love. She was the definition of love. And she was raw as they come. You see how raw I am? I got that from my mother. She was raw. She didn't give a shit. She said it how it is. My mother was unfiltered. You don't got time for fake people and fake friends and fake family and fake relationships. You don't got time for none of that shit. So you become less tolerable to that behavior. And drama. Like, I don't want to fucking deal with the drama. Like, listen, as soon as somebody's coming with some shit with drama, like, bitch, take that shit way the fuck over there, or motherfucker, take that shit somewhere else. I don't want to tolerate that shit. That's how I feel. I lost the most important person in my life, my mom. Like, I don't even want to deal with none of that anymore. I just want to learn to forgive, forget, and keep it moving. You're going to bring drama in my life? I'm done with it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to listen to it. Don't bring that shit in my life. I don't want to do it. You know? You start to realize life is fragile and unpredictable. Yes. You start to realize that life is very unpredictable. Tomorrow's not promised. You know, you don't know when will be the last time you're breathing, or a loved one. You know, it's fragile. Life is very fragile, you guys. You know, you start to realize what's important in your life when you lose your mother. Life can change in a blink of an eye. Look at me. You know what was my problem, you guys? I'm going to explain something to you guys. The reason I still feel this way is because I never, ever thought, I don't know why, you guys. I don't know if this is ignorant in me or whatever. I never imagined myself without my mother. I never thought I would lose her. Isn't that crazy? I never imagined that I would lose my mom. Imagine thinking that way. The ignorance in us as humans. I never thought I would lose her. And the day I lost her, it was in a blink of an eye, you guys. It was like I bat my lashes, and the doctors came in and said, listen, let's respect her wishes. Let's let her go. And I said, what do you mean, let's let her go? What do you mean? And you want to know something, you guys? You know what kills me to this day? When my mother said she wanted to be let go, they start to give you medicine. And they give you higher dose till you start slowly, rapidly stop breathing slowly. So that's what they do. And let me tell you guys, watching my mother slowly die, I felt like I was dying slowly too. And let me tell you, that's not easy. I could hear her gasping for air, because but it's not really gasping. That's what they call it. I forgot the name of it, you guys. And what they do is they wet their mouth with a cotton and just, it's like they're in a deep sleep. What killed me the most is this. I didn't get to tell my mom that I miss her, that I'm going to miss her, and that I love her, and that I wanted her to stay here. I feel like I didn't get to say goodbye. because she was in such a deep sleep. I felt like I didn't say goodbye. That kills me, you guys. I think about this every single day. Like, I feel like, yo, I was angry. Angry. I don't even know how to explain to you guys, bro. Life is fucking fragile. I know you're still here. Life is not promised, you guys. Love those that love you. Love your parents. Honor your mother and your father. No, I don't have a seatbelt on. Honor your mother and your father, bro. Your mother, yo. It's not easy when you lose somebody, especially your mom. Now, I don't have time. When you start to see the world differently, when you lose your mom, you don't have time for nonsense anymore. That's the mindset you keep. You don't want nonsense around you. You don't want the craziness. You just don't want to deal with a lot of shit. Like you don't want to tolerate shit. You don't have that. You start to have that mindset of not wanting to deal with any type of nonsense anymore and bullshit and dumb shit. Like you start to think like that. Then we're going to get into, you start to become your own safe space. Because remember, I told you guys, my safe space was my mama. Whenever I drove to Lawrence, where did I stop? At my mama's house, you guys. Okay, look, I'm moving my earring. It's like I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not picking my nose. I'm fixing my earring. I twisted it out of place when I was cleaning my nose. So, she was my safe space. Like, I would go down to Lawrence. I could go, listen, you guys, I don't even go down to Lawrence anymore. I live 30 minutes away from Lawrence, maybe less. I don't even go down there anymore. Her gravestone is down there. She's down there. But it's not the same because I don't get to hug her. She's laying in a casket 6 feet on the ground. It's not the same. And I feel like I'm not missing anything in Lawrence anymore because the only reason I went down there was to visit her and I would go into her house. So we're talking about becoming your own safe space. You start to become your own safe space to yourself, okay? You start learning to comfort yourself without her. And that's truth. Because there are times that I'm going through some shit and I don't want to call anybody and tell anybody I'm going through that shit. And I'm learning, still learning to this day, how to comfort myself without my mother, without being able to call her and say, hey, I'm feeling like this. Like, you know, even if it's her giving me advice as a mom, like, that was good enough for me, you know? You start making decisions without her guidance, bro. There are times I need my mom here that I want to ask her, should I do this? What do you think of this? Imagine making all these decisions without your mother. I mean, when I tell you I used to tell my mother everything, I told her everything. Everything. From the worst to the good. I told my mom anything. You should be proud of the person you become and how much you learned. Absolutely, Nikki. You're right. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's so hard making decisions without my mother, but I had to learn it and I'm still learning it. Because it doesn't matter how old you are. You still have a child within you. You carry that little child within you. You're still a child within yourself when you have your mother. Your parent, no matter how old you are, will always see you as a child. It doesn't matter how old you are. You will always be their baby. And you feel like you're the baby to your parent. That's what it is, you guys. So now you have to make decisions without my mother's guidance. Like, that's hard. She gives me good guidance. She gave me good guidance. She gave me tough love. Let me tell you, my mother wasn't easy. But she knew. You know what, you guys? She told me what she told me, and she taught me what she taught me. And she did what she did. You know why? Because she learned first in this world. She knew what it was to feel like hurt first in this world before I came to this world, before she made me, before she brought me into this world. She knew what it was like to be hurt in life. She knew what it was like to be abandoned. She knew what it was like to raise her siblings. She knew what it was like to live a hard life and people hurting you. She knew all that. And my mother wanted nothing but what was best for all 6 of her kids. She wanted nothing but what was best for all 6 of her children. Because she already was in a world full of hurt. She already lived the hurt. She didn't want us to go through it. So she was teaching us. And we're stubborn as children, right? We don't ever want to listen to our parents. But she knew. Your mom was my older sister, and I never thought I would ever lose her ever. Yeah, absolutely. Look, at my aunt's here, her sister. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's the ignorant human in us. Like, we never imagined that we're going to lose somebody we love. Never. I never thought that in a million years I would lose my mother. And that's hard. You start to miss that unconditional support. Yo, my mother supported me regardless. She used to get mad at me. She would put me in my place because obviously that's what mothers do. But she loved me unconditionally. And she supported me unconditionally. And don't get me wrong, she would correct me where it needed to be corrected. Because she never applauded. She never applauded bad behavior. She would correct me and tell me that's wrong. Or this, that, and the third. That's wrong. She would tell me, don't do this, don't do that. She would correct me. Because her job as a mother, never ends until the day you're no longer on this world. And it doesn't matter how old your children get, you correct your kids. You tell them stuff. My son is going to be 21 and I still correct them. My other son is 18 and my girls are younger. But I still guide them and I still talk to them. And that's the way my mother was. Okay? You start building independence out of pain. Imagine that. Building your independence. You have to feel independent and it's out of pain because you have no choice. You have no choice. You have no choice. They're no longer here. My mother's no longer here. So I have to become like independent and learn to navigate through life and certain things in my life. Any struggles I had in my house with my kids, any struggles I had emotionally, any struggles I had financially, I had to learn to manage it out of pain and become independent. And learn how to navigate myself in life and learn how to seek help when I need it in other places besides my mother. That's what happens. But it's independence out of pain. You have no choice. You have pain. And that's why you become so fucking emotionally detached from people and you become so distant and you become so numb. It's so weird, you guys, bro. Now we're going to talk about the loneliness that changes you when you lose your mother. Feeling alone even when surrounded by people. Can you guys believe that I have 4 children? My aunt says Deanna gave all her 6 children everything she didn't get as a child. Absolutely. Her sister's here to testify for that. My mother had a fucked up upbringing, a mother that wasn't there, a dad that didn't care, and she raised her sisters. And my mother was abused emotionally, physically, in every shape, way, form, growing up as a child, because my aunt tells me stories and it breaks me when she tells me those things. Sometimes when she tells me things and I hang up, I break because I can't imagine her as a person going through all that. It's fucked up what certain parents will make their children go through, bro. My mother had a fucked up upbringing, but I am so glad that although she had a fucked up upbringing, she stood 10 toes down for 6 kids, bro. And she made shit happen. And I used to get mad as a child. Don't get me wrong. And even until I got older, till I understood. My mother was never given love and attention and as a child growing up. And she doesn't know what it's like. So she became very detached. So my mother showed her love for us by providing and doing everything. She didn't show it physically, like giving us kisses and hugs. No. And I used to resent her for that. I used to get mad at her for that. Till I understood, till my aunt would tell me things, and then I started hearing throughout the years what my mother went through growing up. It was things she carried within her that she never shared to people. She never shared it with her kids. But I think it's because she didn't want us to hurt for her. And maybe she was ashamed of her upbringing. And she never shared it. And then I started to understand. And I'm like, damn, Mom, I'm so sorry that I got so angry because I felt like you didn't love me or nothing like that. But she did love us. And she did stand 10 toes down for us. And she provided and shit like that. And she did what she had to do as a mom. She was there and provided and made sure there was food on the table, even if it was the most minimal, but she made sure, you guys, okay? My mother went to hair school, walking in winters, cold, whatever, to hair school to make herself something out of herself, like a career. She would walk me, rain, shine, cold, freezing weather, down to daycare. I remember to this day, she would walk me down to the YMCA or YWCA, and she would go to school, then pick me up, and then come home and try to handle 5 other siblings, okay? Well, 4. The 4 older ones. My brother was younger. My brother came after, my youngest brother. And she handled business, you know? And then years later, she decided she wanted a house, and she was determined, bro. She went to CNA school. I was so proud of my mom. Coming from nothing to becoming something, bro. It takes a lot. She stemmed from a foundation that was empty. And she built it from the bottom up, you guys. And although she's not here, I'm proud of my mother. She gave us a good life. I know, Carlos, you're not a hugger. I know, but you know what? That happens because she was like that. So you learned that from her. But it doesn't mean you don't love people. It doesn't mean you don't care for people. It's just that's what you learned. But she was detached like that, but she showed us other ways that she loved us, right? Because she was always there. She loved us unconditionally. That woman, I'm telling you, if my mother had to fight, she'll fight any motherfucker for her kids. My mother was a fighter. She didn't play that shit about her kids. And that's where I get my shit from. If you fuck with my kids, I'm coming for you. I'm coming after the whole police department here. And after a motherfucker that crashed my daughter with his truck, I went and I stood on business. Those are my kids. My mom taught me, I got to stand on business for my babies. I got to protect them. Mama bear. She was mama bear, my mother. So we're going to talk about the loneliness that changes you. And I said feeling alone even when you're surrounded by people. I feel alone all the time. And I have my 4 kids, you guys. I have 4 kids. I have my son's girlfriend. I have my father, my brothers, my sisters. I have my aunt. I have people around me, you guys. But yo, I still feel alone. It's weird. I know it's weird, but it's truth. No one loving you the way she did. You feel like nobody's going to love you in this world like your mother did. Because she brought me to this world. That was the first heartbeat I heard. We shared the same body at some point. Like I was in her womb. I feel like nobody's going to love me the way she did. And when I said earlier, right, that there comes a point you don't want to take no shit when you lose your mother. Like, you don't want to deal with nonsense. It's truth. Like, I mean, I've been in my marriage I've been with my husband 20 years. And there's some shit that I've dealt with him. It hasn't been easy. It been hard. I've just trying to keep my family together, you know. But there's a lot of things that I lack in my marriage. And I've gotten to a point in time in my life that I'm like, I don't want to deal with this nonsense anymore. Like, I'm at that point in life, even with my marriage, bro. Like, it's truth, you guys. Like, you don't want to deal with bullshit anymore. I am not a hugger either. It's like physical affection is content, but I show my love to my kids by helping them. Absolutely. Because that's what you guys grew up around. You didn't get physical attention and love. And it's called emotional detachment. You guys didn't have that. So you don't show it forward. Something you learned. as a child, and it's fucked up because a person as a child, I don't know why the fuck this person keeps on throwing their fucking high beams on, but they're pissing me the fuck off. And I'm gonna go, listen, I'm emotional right now. I don't think anybody wants to start fucking with me today. Like, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not trying to throw a rant here, but like, I'm trying not to give a fuck about shit, but like, stop throwing your fucking high beams on. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, Jesus. I'm sorry, you guys. See, it be little things that be triggering me. I'm sorry, you guys. I try to be peaceful, I promise. Oh my God, people just piss me off. It bit the most minimal shit that piss you off. You start not having your person anymore. You don't have your person anymore, which is my mother. My mother was my person. You don't have that person anymore. Silent grief, meaning quiet grief, like suffering quietly. Moments, silent grief moments people don't see. I have so many, you guys, when I tell you I'm in this car a lot, this is my thinking capsule. This is my me time. You know, sometimes my kids, like my son Angel, all of them, even my husband, like, you're always downstairs. They don't realize why. Like, this is my space. I have no privacy upstairs. I don't even think I have privacy here, because every time I'm down here, my husband wants to come down 20 times and open my fucking door and disturb my feelings and whatever I'm going through and doing my show. Like, this is my me time. I have silent grief moments by myself here. I'll be crying here. I try to do that in the shower, but I can't because everybody wants to come into the shower and bother me while I'm in there. They want to come ask questions, or they're missing something or trying to figure out where something is. It's always something. Even my cats don't give me silent grief time. My cats, they're in the fucking bathroom too. They don't give me my me time either. So when you guys see me here in my car a lot, and my kids don't comprehend, I had to tell them one day, like, this is my me time. This is my time where I don't want my family to see me grieving. I don't want to, because I don't want to pass that vibe energy along to my children and my family. I don't want them to see me crying, suffering. So when I'm here, I think a lot. Like, when I spend time in my car, I think a lot, you guys. I have a lot of emotions going through my brain. I just continue to be here in my car, and I have my crying moments, my upset moments, my hurting moments. I have those type of moments when I'm down here. I just don't want my kids and everybody else to see me like this. So those are called the silent grief moments. You don't want people to see you. You're silent. You're silently grieving moments. There's times I'm silently grieving and I don't have to cry, but I'm silently grieving. Like, I'll see something while I'm out with my family and I'm broken inside. And I'm silently grieving inside, but I don't want them to see it. You guys get where I'm coming from? Now we're going to talk about the raw truth people avoid. The raw truth behind losing your mother that people avoid. Grief can make you colder. It can make you a cold person. It's truth. It can numb, because you become numb. Or it can make you a stronger person. Or both. I think that what grief did to me, it made me cold and strong. It was a combination of both. It made me become cold in the sense that I don't want to deal with people's shit anymore and tolerate disrespect and tolerate bullshit, fake relationships with people or bullshit and drama. Like, like before, I used to tolerate a lot of shit from people, and I would continue to tolerate it and tolerate it and tolerate it. When my mother passed away, and I went through my, and I still continue to go through my grief, but I went through my grief. Like, it made me cold to the fact, like, fuck that. I'm not dealing with your bullshit. Back the fuck up. Like I built a wall. I became very cold. But it also made me stronger because I had no choice. And it made me stronger to the point that I realized that I have to be there for my children. I have to be stronger for them. I have to be an example for my babies. I have to push forward in life regardless of my grieving and losing my mother. So it helped me become a survivor in life, because the things I lacked while I had my mother here as a person, I learned it after I lost her. So it made me a stronger person. So it gave me a combination of both. You might lose relationships during your grieving process. This is truth, you guys. When I tell you, I go to church with my kids all the time and everything, like I pushed back even from my church family. And I became a whole different person. Like I lost a whole lot of relationships, whether they see it as loss or not. Because some people hit me up, they're like, why you don't hit me up anymore? Why don't you, come by? Why don't you? And I don't think they understand. But I get their point too. I understand them too. You know what I'm saying? I understand these people. Because just because I'm grieving doesn't mean they have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? But this is the person I become, and it's hard to get out of that. Not everyone understands your version of pain. Not everyone's going to understand your pain. I have people tell me that I have to hurry up and become strong. You'll get over it. It's fine. This is shit that happens. Listen, I'm sure my family watching now, they might be thinking, why is my sister or my daughter or my niece or why is she still crying 3 years later? Why is she still feeling the same from the moment that my mother passed away? You guys are probably wondering this. Because nobody's going to understand my version of pain. Nobody's going to understand how I carry it. Nobody understands that this is my version of pain, and I'm probably going to carry it to the day I pass away off this earth. Yes, it's gotten a little bit easier. A little bit, just a tiny bit, but it still hurts. It's still raw. I feel like it just happened yesterday. So not everyone's gonna understand your version of pain. Everybody's just gonna, they have their ways of dealing with grief and dealing with their pain and stuff like that. People are just not gonna never understand it. Nobody's gonna understand it. Everybody grieves differently. Everybody's version of pain is different. Okay? Accepting that you'll never be who you used to be, and that's okay. You guys, let me tell you something. I've already accepted the fact that I'll never be the person I used to be. I was broken over that because losing my mother changed me. It broke me. And I would get upset with myself because I didn't want to be this person, the person I am today. No, because I still cry and everyone hurt differently. Absolutely, Didi. I think it's not that we learn to heal. I think life and people who help us teach us to live with that pain, and it becomes a part of us until we see them again. Absolutely, Nikki. I don't think anybody heals completely, to be honest, you guys. You know how they say time will heal everything? I think that's a lie. I don't care what nobody tells me. It's been 3 years and I'm still hurting. Time just makes it easier, just a little bit. But the wound is still there. The hurt is still there. Okay? I've accepted that I'll never be who I used to be. When my mother was here, the difference between when my mother was here and the person I am today, I've accepted it already. I've already accepted it because I was getting angry at myself and saying, I don't want to be like this with people. Why am I like this? And I was overwhelming myself, already going through grief and pain, overwhelming myself with the fact of the person I became after I lost my mother. And I didn't want to be like this with people. But today, I've learned to accept the person I became. And that's all right. But I just got to learn how to manage and maneuver my feelings. You know what I'm saying? It's still a learning process. But I've already accepted the person I am today than when I had my mother. It was hard for me though, because I was always trying to fix it. No, I can't be like this with people. No, I can't be crying all the time. No, I can't be angry. No, I can't be like this with people, bro. Not only dealing with grieving and losing my mom, I was fighting with my own demons at the fact of the person I became, and I didn't want to be like that because I know how I am. I'm a kind-hearted person. I love people. I love to help people. You guys, To this day, I still love helping people. But even that, I withdrew and became distant from that. Like, I used to go to pantries and help, like food, kitchen, stuff like that. Like, it changed me as a person. And I get angry sometimes still. I'm like, dude, I don't want to be like this, but I have accepted this is the person I become. But I need to work on those little things, like getting back to like helping people and doing things, you know, certain things. Okay? That's a big lie. Time just make it easier. Absolutely. You're right, Titiana. Now we're going to talk about rebuilding yourself after you lose your mother. You start to find pieces of yourself again. See what I was saying? That I was beating on myself because I wanted to be the same person I was before my mother, when my mother was here, and I was angry at myself because of the person I became. Little by little, I'm starting to find little pieces of myself again. Little pieces of me. Slowly, it's baby steps. It just takes time. But I've accepted the person I became. You start keeping her values, lessons, and love alive. Abso-fucking-lutely. I keep my mother's values alive. I keep her lessons alive. My mother used to tell me all the time, you're going to laugh now and cry later. I have a tattoo on my leg. The only reason I did that tattoo is because my mother used to do that all the time. She used to tell me in Spanish, ríe ahora que llorará después. Meaning you're laughing about what you're doing now, but you will cry later. She taught me good lessons. She taught me how to be a strong mother. She taught me how to never give up on my children. I'm gonna share something with you guys that's very personal to me. When I had my third daughter, so I have 4 kids. When I had Kayana, and Kayana was about 7-8 months old, I didn't want to have any other children. I was living in a shelter with kids and my husband. And I said, I can't have any more kids because I can't take care of them, right? This is me. My mom always helped me though. And this was my mindset. So I wanted to have surgery to like not have any more children again. So I did. I ended up going through it. I had a tubal ligation, then I tied my tubes, burned them, whatever, right? You guys, can you believe I ended up 2 months later, I felt sick and everybody's like, oh, you're pregnant, just messing with me. And I was like, I already had a surgery. You guys, can you believe I was pregnant? I found out I was pregnant for the 4th time, even though I had a tubal ligation done for the 4th time 2 or 3 months later. When I tell you guys, and I'm sharing this with you because it has to do with my mother, the things she taught me, right? I was destroyed. When I went to the hospital to make sure, because I wanted to make sure this was real, right? I remember getting into a cab, going to a hospital, and they did an ultrasound, and I could see my daughter's heartbeat on the screen, and I could hear it. And I could see everything. And I was in disbelief, you guys. Now, I felt destroyed as a person, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I haven't been a perfect parent. I've been through my struggle, but thank God, thank you, Lord Jesus, that I've worked hard and I'm pushing myself to get to where I'm at today. And we're in better shoes today than I was back then. Poor decision making is what led me to be in a shelter and ended up doing the shit I did, okay? Poor decision making. Let me tell you, when I found out I was pregnant with my 4th kid, I was destroyed. You know, I was destroyed because I said, I'm living in a shelter. I can barely provide for these 3 other kids. I'm struggling. I'm in a marriage that's fucked up. It's struggling too. Like, how am I going to provide for a 4th kid? Now, my mind is running, you guys. I have my mind going like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? This is my mindset in that moment. And I remember having a conversation with my aunt. I remember my father's sister. And I was planning on giving my daughter to adoption to my aunt. And she was willing to take her. Like, that was like the initial stages of conversation when I first found out I was pregnant. You know what my mother told me, you guys, and I appreciate her so much till this day. And I appreciate the lessons and the moral values because she had moral values. My mom was a person that everybody respected. She had moral values more than anything. She taught us those. We did shit as kids because we were stubborn and shit like that, but that's not shit she taught us. Okay? And let me tell you, my mother told me this. You don't do that. You don't give up your children. That's what she told me. And this is no offense to people that have given up their kids to adoption, because listen, if you feel like that's the best thing that's going to be for your child, so be it. Yeah. You know what? Be blessed. But my mother told me these words. My mother told me, she told me like this. She told me, you don't do that. My mom told me. I have something to drink, mommy. I got some. Mommy, you can come in if you're counting on it. My mother told me, you don't do that.
I heard you were talking about sensitive topics.
So my mother told me, you don't do that. That was what she told me. She said, you take care of your children, because I'm going to tell you something. Where it's 1 and 2 and 3 eat, 4 and 5 and 6 eat. That was my mother. My mother told me, no, your children will all eat. I am here for you. I am going to help you. And I asked her, Mommy, are you going to help me with it? And you know what? My mother kept her word. She helped me with all 4 of my kids, even that 4th child that I thought I couldn't provide for, and I was scared to have her and bring her to this world. She said, where 1 and 2 and 3 eat, 4 and 5 and 6. You know what? My mom knew. Because she made sure that we all ate. We were a big family with the little bit she had. So she knew. When mothers tell us something, is because they know, they already lived it. They went through it. And I listened to my mother. And let me tell you, I am blessed today, almost 15 years, with a wonderful little girl that I planned on giving for adoption to my aunt when I was pregnant with her when I first found out. My mother helped me get on my feet, and I started to set my priorities straight with my kids. They were always my priority. I was always there for my kids. Like, I never lacked on them and everything. But I struggled here and there in life. Everybody struggles, right? But she helped me. And I raised all 4 of my kids. And everywhere I went, my family can attest to that. I took my kids everywhere. If my kids were not allowed, then I wasn't going. Because my mom was like that. She went with us everywhere. My mom carried all her kids everywhere. And that's the same way that I am with my children. My kids are not allowed to go. That's the way I was. So I kept my daughter. That's something personal to me that I'm sharing with you guys, okay? Now, you start growing into someone she'd be proud of. I know my mom would be proud of me today. Because although I haven't been to work in 2 months, because I've been physically sick, I've been emotionally sick, I'm going to doctors trying to get better. I'm taking my vitamins, I'm just trying to get on my feet health-wise. And just mentally too, right? I try to make sure that I made my mom proud. That I stood 10 toes down for my 4 kids. And that I provide for them regardless of what I go through. And regardless of what they're going through, I'm going to be there for them. And that whenever there's a need in my house, I'm not going to sit there and wait. I'm going to move and hustle and get it. I'm growing into somebody that my mother would be proud of today. Maybe not certain things, because I've been having my little emotional outbursts and stuff like that, but because life has been hard on me. And I've gone through a lot of rough patches in my life, in my marriage, in losing my mother, with my children. I haven't been a perfect parent. You guys know I was an addict at some point. Like, I share this openly. This is called the Unfiltered Corner. And I know you guys are not here to judge me, and I'm not here to judge you. I'm just open with my life. And I'm open with my kids. And they know all this stuff. You start turning pain into purpose. You know what I'm doing with my pain, you guys? I take my pain and I turn it into purpose of trying to move forward in life and trying to be a better mother and to protect my kids. They may not understand now when I make certain decisions and I say things to them and I do things for them. They may not understand it, but they don't understand. I'm taking my pain to use as purpose for their life because they need me. Right now, all the pain and I stopped taking care of myself. I stopped taking my vitamins. I've destroyed myself physically and emotionally and mentally from the moment my mother passed away. Now I have a purpose to get back on my game with my health. So I'm taking my vitamins. I'm starting to take all my medicines. I'm starting to see doctors to figure out what's wrong with me and to get on top of my game with it because my kids need me. There's a purpose. Because just like I suffered without my mother and I continue to suffer, I know that's the same way my kids will feel. I had to carry them too, absolutely. I know. Where's 5 eat 7 more can eat? Absolutely. I know that. I know you helped. I had my hands full. Yeah, my dad, when he got into my mother's life, she already had 3 children. And then he had us 3, but then there was 1 child that was unaccounted for. Which I won't get into that because that's my mother's personal life and that's not something I should share here. So I start to turn my pain into purpose. My kids need me. That's my purpose. I need to get better. Laying around, moping around the house and laying in bed. There's times I don't want to get up out of bed and I just want to lay there. There's times I don't even want to shower, you guys. I'm going to be real with you guys. And I do. I push myself every day. I push myself. When I tell you guys I'm pushing myself every day, I don't think anybody in my house realizes how much I push myself to function every day. When in reality, I just want to be laying there and do nothing. But there's purpose. I have my kids. I can't do that. I can't drown. I can't afford to break apart right now. It would be selfish of me. Now I'm going to ask you guys something in the audience. What part of you changed the most after losing someone you loved? I'm asking you guys in my audience, and you guys can answer in my chat. It doesn't have to be your mother. It could be your dad, your grandpa, somebody that you loved. It starts with drink. What part of you changed the most after losing someone you love? The part of me that changed when I lost my mother is I built a barrier from the world, you guys. I built a wall. And I don't know how to bring that fucking wall down. I built this wall and I'm distant from people, and it's not because I'm trying to be cold with people, and it's the way I'm coping. It's the way I'm coping with my hurt and my pain. So I built this wall, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very angry with those that surround me. And not because I'm angry directly at them. It's because I carry a lot of anger inside and hurt, and that's the way I'm dealing with it. So I have to learn other ways to deal with it, although this is how I feel. I built walls. And that's awful because I know people want to be there, want to be good to me, and it's not that I mean to do that to anybody. But that's what changed when I lost my mother. I became angry. And I became distant. And I became like, I don't want to take no shit from nobody. And I'm not dealing with nobody's shit. And I feel like I became numb. I'm just going to keep it real. Another question I got to ask you guys is, do you feel like you had to grow up faster after your loss? Absolutely. Because there's still a little girl within me for my mother. You will always be your mother's babies till they pass away. You will always have that inner child. Doesn't matter how old you get. I just said this earlier. I felt like I had to grow up 10 times faster because I never imagined I was going to lose my mom. I never even imagined it. I never thought about the ignorance in humans of knowing that the circle of life is that you're born and you don't know when your time is up. There's a time, but you don't know about it. You don't know when. You don't know if you'll close your eyes today and tomorrow you're gone. You don't know if you'll have an accident. You don't know if you'll have a health problem. You don't know when your time is up. But the ignorance in human of thinking we're infinite. We're not infinite. We come into circle of life. We live. We're born. We live. We go through life. And then we pass away. And that's just the way it works. But the ignorance in us, we never see. I'm being real with you guys. I never in my life thought I was going to lose my mother. I never imagined it. And that's why I think it hit me so fucking hard. Because I never thought I was going to be without my mom. Never in my life. So I had to grow up fast. Whatever I lacked as a mother or as a human, and I still felt childish and immature in those areas because I had my mother, I had to hurry up and grow up fast and work on those areas fast because my mom was no longer here to put the Band-Aid on. Mothers put Band-Aids on. Mothers patch up kids hurt. Mothers, I don't know how to explain it. They just put a Band-Aid. Mothers just take their children and they know how to make them feel right. And I had to learn to grow up fast. And I had to learn to Band-Aid my own wounds and my own pain and Band-Aid my own feelings. I had to learn how to manage myself. Because like I said, I never imagined losing my mother. What's something about grief that people completely misunderstand? What do you guys think is something about grief that people completely misunderstand? I think that something about grief that people completely misunderstand is the anger phase. Everybody thinks you're angry at them, like you're trying to lash out to them. And you're not. It's part of grief. I didn't even understand it. I didn't even know why I was angry. Like, guys, I just shared with you, which is selfish. I was angry at my mother because I was asking, why did she want to leave me? Why did she make the choice? And she was selfish of saying she wanted to leave. Now is that I see that I was the selfish one. Why do I want my mother to stay here if she's here to suffer? She's sick. What's something about grief that people completely misunderstand? The anger. The numbing phase. Like, dude, I was trying to go completely numb after I lost my mother. Like, I was trying not to feel anything. And people completely misunderstand the timing of how long a person's grief lasts. Let me tell you something. I don't feel like there's ever a time that grief ends. It just gets a little bit easier with time, but you will always carry that there, the grief. There's lots of things that people misunderstand when it comes to grief. Now, I may not be who I used to be when my mother was here, that person back then. But I'm someone my mother helped shape. Even in her absence, bro. I may not be the old person, guys. I know that losing my mother changed me. But like I said, I'm somebody that my mother helped shape. she molded me into the person I am. And even though we can't see it like this, she also molded me for the good, even when she left. Meaning during her absence while she's not here today. Because she made me more independent. She made me a go-getter, not to wait for things. Not to wait around for things. My mother shaped me. While she was alive, she taught me good morals, self-respect. She taught me good things as a mother. Taught me how to treat my children, how to make sure they have and they don't go without. How to put myself last and put my children first. How to be giving, how to be loving, because although she didn't show it, she showed it in other ways. But I know she loved us. And while she's not here, she even shaped me for the better. I learned, guys. I learned things that I hadn't learned because I was stuck in ignorance thinking my mother would never leave this earth. I learned so many things because now I don't have her. Now I need to learn because my mother didn't have her mother and she had to learn how to go through with life. She taught me how to be a strong woman. A woman that was relentless and stood on business. She taught me how to value life even while she's not here. Because tomorrow is not promised. She taught me how to value life. She taught me a little bit of everything, you guys, even during her absence. It's not easy being without her.
There's something that people misunderstand during grief is when you push them away, but it's not that you want to push them away.
Absolutely. I was talking about that earlier. My daughter's here too.
Stop, you're going to make me cry. No, you know.
My daughter's here talking. She just got here into my car and she's listening. Hi. So like, let me tell you, this hasn't been easy being without my mother. I can't understand how there's mothers out here that can be without their children. I will never comprehend that. I did a show last time, maybe 3 days ago, saying if you don't plan on raising your kids, don't have them. I can never imagine myself without my children or even leaving them. I may get angry sometimes and say dumb shit like I'm leaving this house and stuff like that. It's just out of anger. But being a mother is a whole different ballgame. And I appreciate my mother for making me the woman I am today and giving me the morals she did and teaching me good things in life and values and how to be strong. She was a hard worker too. My mother's
to be strong and independent.
Independent. She was an independent mother. Like, dude, I got to give it to this woman. It wasn't easy living without her. And to this day.
Her anniversary is tomorrow.
And her anniversary is tomorrow. Her 3-year anniversary.
I'm going to visit her grave.
Let me tell you. Tomorrow I have surgery in the morning. I don't know how I'm going to feel, but I have to go visit my mother's grave tomorrow.
Me too.
It's hurtful because I haven't been to my mom's grave in a while. And the reason is because I don't want to revisit that wound again when I get there. I think I'm just trying to avoid it. And also because it's not the same. I want to be able to hug my mother. And kiss her and talk to her. And guys, when I tell you, I still have my mother's phone number on my phone. Believe it or not. I still have her number. And I want to be able to call her.
Sometimes when we have emergencies, we feel like we want to call her and we never get to.
Yeah, I want to call her. Like, there's times I just want to pick up the phone and give her a call. And I'm like, I can't even do that anymore. You guys, I don't go to Lawrence, but when I do and I drive past her house, it fucking kills me. It kills me. Just looking at the house where she lived. And then on my way home from there, I have to pass by her house. And then I have to pass by her gravesite. That shit kills me. But I have to accept the fact that she's gone and continue to live my life and make her proud and accept that it's normal to grieve and that it's normal to hurt and that it's normal to feel what I'm feeling. I remember a person telling me one time when I was crying all the time on my Facebook and everything, I remember the woman telling me, you need to get help. You're not right. Are you really telling that to a person that just lost their mother and she's been crying for 2 weeks straight? I don't think she meant it in a hurtful way though. She meant it in a helpful way, but still she told me that. And I was like, you don't just, but maybe she was right. I needed help. But anyways, you guys, I appreciate you guys being here in this very emotional topic of my life. And I appreciate you guys watching me and supporting me. And being here, letting me share this with you guys. So tomorrow I get surgery in the morning and then later on to visit my mother. I guess we just got to keep her memory alive, you know, whether she's here or not. I guess it's till we meet again, right? But anyways, you guys, I appreciate you guys being here with me. I am your host, The Unforgettable, and thank you for being here at The Unfiltered Corner. I will see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time here tomorrow night. Peace.